right, you ready?
Yeah.
You mind if I shake your hand?
No.
You don't mind? All right. Don't move. You've chosen to not move. Why?
I mean, I'm still moving my hand
You are still moving your hand. Why are you moving your hand?
because that's how a handshake works.
Really?
I have to shake my hand
Oh, and now you've ended the handshake. You've chosen to move. Why?
because I felt that was a long enough handshake.
You felt it was a long enough handshake.
Yeah.
So you ignored the request to not move. Why is that?
I didn't really think about it.
You just didn't pay attention.
Not really.
Why do you think that is?
It's dark and I don't know you super well.
So it's not that you didn't pay attention, but rather that you're a little bit on edge.
No. I think it's more of a subconscious idea.
Okay. So you think that you're subconsciously on edge, or are you just not paying attention?
Yes.
Yes, both of them. Okay, that's interesting. Why do you think that you're on edge, subconsciously?
Because she said she didn't want to do this experiment.
Okay. So you've gotten a signal from somebody else that this might be questionable?
Yes.
Interesting. Why do you think that she thinks that?
She doesn't like social interaction.
Okay. Do you like social interaction?
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself an extrovert? Sure. Do you think that she would consider herself an introvert?
Yes.
Yes. Are you two in a relationship?
Yes.
Interesting. How do you think that that affects your relationship?
Difficult at times, but making it work.
Is it something that you two have talked about in the past?
Yes.
Good.
Communication is key.
Really? Why do you think that?
Because without communication, there's no progress. I
There's no
believe
progress.
the quality of the quality of the relationship depends upon the quantity of communication.
Really? So you think that the more somebody has communicated, the better the relationship is?
Fundamentally, yes.
Do you think there's a sense of way to quantify that?
Probably.
All right. Do you know why my cameraman just left?
I heard a beat, so I think that might be it.
Well, now he's running back. Odd.
Although I think that beat might have been the golf
I think it
cart,
was. Never mind that.
so. Am I winning?
Do you think it's a game?
It's an experiment.
Do you think an experiment is similar to a game?
No.
Do you think you can win an experiment?
If there's a game involved,
Do you think there's a game involved?
no.
No. So why did you ask if you're winning?
I like to ask that question.
You like to ask that question. What do you think that that signifies? If there's not a literal thing to win, what do you think it means to ask if you're winning?
I don't know.
Why do you like to ask the question?
Because I like winning.
You like winning. Why do you like winning?
Because I'm competitive.
You're competitive. Why do you think that you're competitive?
I think a lot of stuff thrives on competition. So if you're trying to be the best, maybe you can influence other people to be just as good, if not better. And you're going back and forth, and there's progress involved.
Do you think that your competitive nature is a conscious decision or a subconscious decision?
Yes.
Both. So you choose to be competitive, but it's also kind of something that happens naturally. And you think it's a good thing to be competitive.
At certain times.
Do you think that there's times where it's a bad thing to be competitive?
Yes.
Why?
Because there's no progress to be gained from that competition. I don't know.
Do you think that progress is a good thing?
That depends on the definition of progress.
Really? How would you define progress?
Progress. I don't know. I mean,
Do you think that you could define progress in such a way where it is always good, or do you think any definition you would come up with, you would have good progress and bad progress? Let's take an
I think
example.
you can have good progress and bad progress.
Okay, so let's take an example like this. Do you think that Adolf Hitler, I'm assuming you think that the Holocaust was a bad thing. Let's ask that first. Do you think the Holocaust was a bad thing?
Yes.
All right. I was hoping you would agree with that. So do you think that Adolf Hitler, when progressing the German state, was making progress?
He was making progress through his task, yes.
So yes, so progress can be a bad thing.
Yes.
Very interesting. Do you think that most progress is good or bad?
I think it completely depends on the situation.
Do you think there's a difference between societal progress and individual progress?
Yes.
Yes. Do you think that you're more likely to have good progress versus bad progress if it's societal or individual? Let me reword that. Do you think society or an individual are more likely to have good progress as opposed to bad progress?
I think individuals are more likely to have good progress and enough good progress from enough good progress from enough individuals to create societal progress.
So you think that societal progress is naturally connected to individual progress?
Yes.
Do you think it's possible in any situation for society to progress without individuals progressing? Let's say through government influence, for example.
Well, I mean, government is made up of individuals, is it not?
That is true. That is true. Do you think that, then I'll go back to that question, do you think that it's possible in any situation for society to make progress without individuals to make progress?
No.
No. So do you think that every individual who lacks progress is inherently damaging society? Or rather, failing to help society? Or no, I'll say damaging society. I like that.
Damaging society?
Do you think that lacking progress is damaging?
I think that also depends on the definition of progress, because a lack of negative progress.
Let's say good progress.
Oh, a lack
Let's
of
say, do you
good
think that lack of good progress is inherently damaging?
No.
Really? Do you think that a lack of bad progress is inherently good?
Lack bad progress. Good. Yes.
Yes. So you don't think it's morally neutral? Or I won't even say no morally. You just don't think it's neutral, you think it's good.
I'm a visual person. We're getting too many layers.
I don't have any
for me.
photos. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's okay.
You can end the experiment whenever you like.
Oh, I can.
You can.
Okay.
Just like you can move whenever you like. You can end it whenever you like.
Okay.
Or I can end it. We are equals in this situation.
We are.
I'll be asking the question.
Well, see, I've gotten a couple questions in here, and you've answered them.
I'll be asking the question. What do you think is the difference between a question that I'll answer and a question that I won't?
Whether you notice it or not.
You think that's it? You don't think there's more to it?
Not really.
You think there could be more to it?
Yes.
You think there should be more to it?
No.
No. Why not? Well, we were talking about progress. Do you think it would be good progress for this experiment? Do you think an experiment can have good progress?
Yes.
Do you think what do you think the purpose of this experiment is?
What's your major?
I'll be asking a question.
There you
too.
go. Good job. Ask the question again.
I said, what do you think the purpose of this experiment is? Do you think this experiment has a purpose?
Yes.
Yes. So then what do you think it is? I'll get back to that.
I think it has something to do with, are you a communications major
I'll
or
be asking
psychology
questions.
major?
Do you think that if this
Do you
experiment...
think I could psychoanalyze you into telling me whether you're a psych major or a comm major?
I'll be
Or
asking
maybe like a journalism major or something like that?
I'll be asking you questions. Do you think that if this experiment did not have a purpose, do you think that it could still progress in a good way?
Yeah.
How so?
I mean, you could be getting to know me by the way I'm answering these questions.
Do you think it's a good thing for me to get to know you?
Yeah, your network is your net worth.
Really?
Hey guys, I'm in a social experiment. You guys should go next.
Who are they?
Friends.
Really? How do you think they think of this? Or what do you think they think of
I'll find out later.
this? Really? You don't have any thoughts right now about it?
No, because they look distracted.
Interesting. I
They
think
didn't
they
look back when
distracted
they
us.
walked away. They did, yeah.
Where was
okay.
I? Friendship and progress. Do you think that progressing? Oh wait, you said your network is your net worth. That's what
Yes.
you said. Do you think that you ought to have a good network of friends only because it will benefit your net worth, so to speak, or because there's some intrinsic value to it, or some other reason?
Should or will?
Both.
I think the higher quality and quantity of your network, then net worth will increase. But should you just for your money? Probably not. I mean,
Probably not. So you think it's kind of a beneficial consequence that comes with having a good network, but it's not why you should network.
Say that again, slowly.
It's so having a larger amount of money is a benefit to having a good network, or say to having a lot of friends.
Yes.
But it's not why you should have a lot of friends or have a good network.
It could be why.
It could be why. Do you think that there's any situation where it would be a bad thing for that to be the reason?
Yes.
Yes. Can you explain?
Well, I think if that's your sole purpose, it could damage the quality of your network.
Which would in turn damage the quality of your net worth. So you think it's only good to not focus on it because it ultimately benefits it by
I got
not
distracted.
focusing on it. Sorry. You think it would be good to not
You're okay.
You think it would be good to not focus on it because by not focusing on it, it would benefit it.
Slowly, please.
You think it would be a good thing to not focus on your net worth when deciding who you're friends with because it would benefit your net worth by not focusing on your net worth?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. So then why should you not be primarily concerned with your net worth when making friends?
I mean, it could be. Depends on the person.
So you can decide, or you can be primarily concerned about your net worth when making friends.
Can be.
You can be. But should you be?
Depends on the person.
You mean it depends on the person who is, like it depends on you, or it
Yes.
depends on the person
Depends
you're
on
talking
your
to?
goals.
So if you're, do you think it is a good goal to be primarily concerned with making money? Do you think that money is more important than friendship?
Depends on the what you're using the money for.
Really? What if you're just using the money because you want to live a good life?
What constitutes as a good life?
I'll be asking the questions here. What constitutes as a good life?
There you go. I'd like to end the experiment.
Really? Okay. It's been good talking to you.
What's your